Yeah, dude. That's what they used to call it back in Schenectady. They'd be like, yeah, there he is. He's in the bark box. It's some TV show. It's some internet show. But that's what they used to call it because I'd be down there all day fucking screaming at you. The dog is, and they used to say shit like this. The little girls used to come by and be like, the dog is barking again. Shut up. They used to get on the internet and tease me. Stop barking. About girls sneaking out at night and shit. I'm like, they're sneaking over to see me. Those were the days, man, because it's always the box. That's how unpleasant my life is. When you see me stop talking about the box, that must mean I'm in a happy relationship, you know? You got the box too. When you get off work and you don't want to go home, if you're like a father or something, you got your fucking kid there, you don't want to see him. You got your fucking wife, you're definitely not in the mood to see her. But you got to go home because you're not into drinking or gambling. You're like, I gotta go back to you're telling your friend, I gotta go back to that fucking box with that death family, suicide family, John List them. Oh, come on, dude, it's not that bad. I'll take your family. That's what I'd say. I don't got one. Not like that. The Hofner 501 bass is the greatest bass. All purpose, for the most part. If you had to have two basses to survive in the bass playing world, I would tell you to get a P bass, any kind of cheap P bass, $100 or more, used, and then save up and get a Hofner 501 bass from, it was made in the 50s in Germany. Well, the one episode I did where I showed off all 17 guitars, there was a guy there commenting on each one, but he was doing it respectfully. And he also told me I have a fucking awesome collection of special guitars that do special things, just like I told you. I thought I did. I got this one dude telling me it's all about how long you can hold a note and all about like how it's just stupid shit. I'm like, that's not music, dude. Music is making any kind of sound. It doesn't even have to have, you don't even need words. You know? Music can be your eyelids blinking. But it's the greatest bass in the world because it's semi-hollow. And it has a block in it. So it makes this weird infinity pattern inside this polar pattern where the notes are amplified because of the wood. And it has piezometric pickups. And what that is just like a microphone. If you were to have a microphone for the strings or a microphone in the air, and all that microphone would do was pick up electromechanical vibrations, which sometimes are common in the air if you can get it. If you were to take a piezometric microphone and swing it over your head, you might be able to pick up electromagnetic frequencies in the air, like there was guitar strings all around you. And your friend just is like, what are you doing? That's a dead microphone. I don't hear anything. And it's like, touch it. Handle it with your ring. It'll pick up your ring banging on. It'll blow your mind because if you've ever used a microphone, you're like, I'm talking into the microphone. But if you use a piezometric like a pickup microphone and you tap your ring on it, it'll go, but it won't pick up you talking. And sometimes it will pick up you talking, which is strange because your acoustics are somehow getting transferred into the electromagnetic field pulsations from your string, from your bridge. Anything metal on that guitar is picking up. It's bound to feed back and make infinite patterns. It's a magical Paul McCartney's bass. Magical, super, super, super magical instrument. The tension on it, it's bigger than most basses, longer. Only by about a half inch. Sometimes it's an inch or two longer than most basses. It's big, and but it's a little violin bass kind of. And what's the thing with that? Like what was I going to say about that? Yeah, the guy was noticing the one day I had to take apart my other. I'm not a guitar like luthier or an electronics guy. Most players aren't. And I had to switch all the electronics into this other bass because I have two Hofner basses. And when I did, I put the rhythm pickup in upside down, and the guy noticed, and the bridge is upside down or backward. And he's like, yeah, but what's going on there? He said, I'm like, yeah, that's a mistake. You see that? It's called laziness. And I screwed it in, but dude, it's more bassier. But it does cancel out the lead pickup. But that's okay because, I'm all about that rhythm position anyway. It gives you subsonic bass. The thing about it is it's not meant to, the tension on it, it's basically like a toy guitar, like they call Danelectros, in the way that the strings that are supposed to be on it are only half metal, and they're half plastic, so the tension on the strings is super light, but it's making these big fucking notes so you can fly on it, and it has more frets than a regular bass, so you can fucking fly on it. Like in the physical world of sound, and if you want to know about harmony, if you want to know about sound, strange things happen to an instrument that's tuned properly when it hits a certain frequency. Like for fun, I'll have a whole room of guitars. Some are tuned to they're all basically tuned to 440 megahertz or whatever it is, 440, which is the note of A. And if you accidentally take your hand off your bass, it starts feeding back the note of A all by itself, like a ghost. And then all the guitars in a room will start vibrating and playing on their own. That note. The note of A. And then all the guitars I've showed that to my mother, and it freaked her the fuck out. She was like, oh my God, how are you doing that? Because all 17 guitars in my room would start vibrating on their own and putting out their own sounds. That's just like the wizardry of sound. You get accustomed to it after 20 fucking years. You know all the secret shits, Or like one note will activate if you're in a band and you're sitting down there, especially with the Hofner, and it starts if you get too close to the amplifier, it's putting out a note. The pickups are picking it up. It's coming into the amplifier, out the speaker. Your piezometric pickup is picking up the speaker polar pattern because the speaker is electronic emission, and then it goes back in through the pickups, back out to the speaker, and you have an infinity loop. And it happens in a couple seconds, and then pretty soon you're vibrating your band member's guitar that you stand in a room with, and he plays guitar, and his shit is starting to go, ooh, now. And he's like, whoa. Yeah. Physics of sound, man. I just want this day to start. I gotta pick up this goddamn death box.